Alright. So I'm now recording the stuff that I forgot in the second version of the interview that I had in the first version of the interview that I want to get in here. So, I definitely think the news overhypes Twitter, and especially Twitter, but also texting and Facebook. I think I hear a new story on the news about Twitter like every other day. I really don't think it's that important. I mean, what really is the impact? I definitely would say the news talks about it too much. I mean, many people are really worried that it creates. Okay. Many people think that these networks make people less social, or less social face to face. That is, and I wouldn't necessarily agree. I'd say I don't think anyone who has a choice between face to face interaction and online interaction. I'd say most people would choose face to face interaction. I don't think people are ever choosing to spend time at home alone on their phones or their computers when they could be talking face to face with people. I just don't see that happening. Maybe a couple of shy people, but overall I don't think it's a terrible trend. People are also really worried that it causes procrastination. And yes, it is a very big procrastination tool. But I think most of the people who, everyone who procrastinates with it, I think they'd find another way to procrastinate if they didn't have Facebook. I'll say that again. Everyone who procrastinates with Facebook would procrastinate some other way if they didn't have Facebook. Maybe Facebook is a little more addicting than most procrastination tools, but I think definitely think the way to eliminate procrastination is to teach people work ethic and give people tasks that they actually want to do, as opposed to getting rid of Facebook. I don't think that'll create increased productivity or anything. And overall, I think people just freak out about these things too much, and blame them for things that they shouldn't be blamed for. Generally, I think people just freak out about them too much. People freaked out when radio first appeared. They were worried that people would stop reading and would just listen all the time, or would lose literacy. And then when TV came out, everyone freaked out again. They said, "Oh no, people will stop listening to radio and stop imagining things in their head." And and each new development, we freak out about. I think I even read something that that Greek philosophers started freaking out when people even freaked out when the printing press came out. They said, "Oh no, the books are going to be cheap and anyone can write a book." Nowadays, monks will no longer make these beautiful manuscripts. And obviously the printing press is a great thing today. So you never know where. Maybe Facebook will become more of a tool for good and less of a tool for procrastination as time goes on. I could see that happening, and we shouldn't squash it in its early days. It's still a teenager, or it might even be younger than that. And that's the way Nate sees it. Thank you very much.